Hello to you all. In this video I'm going to explain all the details regarding the hedge fund service which is going to be provided by Hercules Trading. So let's get on with it. Initially, the hedge fund is going to be mainly active for the crypto market. The reason behind it is that right now from the government of Spain and from the Bank of Spain at the same time, I got authorization only for the crypto market. I'm expecting, however, in the next year to also receive authorization for the stock market and Forex and commodities. So I'm in the tramits and in the process in order to get approval, to be able to trade legally those financial markets as well. Regarding the criteria behind, I would say it's going to be mainly divided into two portions. So one portion is going to be designed, I would say, more for an investment idea approach. The duration of it is going to be like 4 years. During these 4 years, I will take the coins which I will previously research, and I will believe that they can have a future, and they are going to be around in the 4 years as well. Like for example, Ether, like BTC, those two which been around us forever. But not just that, but also for example looking into new ones, like for example Crow, Matic, and so on, and of course all of them with their own weights and percentages, from that capital. So let's say you are going to give me the minimum required is going to be 10,000. So from those 10,000, I will take half of it minimum. If there is a bigger, if the clients wants a bigger quantity, we can decide even bigger quantity. So 5,000 out of these 10,000 are going to be designed, for this investment approach. The way I'm going to use it, so let's take 4 years. In 4 years, there is approximately, I would say, 220 weeks. Well, let's put 200, so it's going to be easier for us for the calculations. So in these 200, each Sunday, I'm going to spend, in this case, it's going to be 25 euros or dollars in this case. So each Sunday, I'll spend 25 euros on the coins which I'm going to select. And this week 25, the next week 25, the next week 25, and so on until we finish the period. The reason behind it is that in these 4 years, I estimate that we are going to take both a full bear market and a bull market. In general, the bullish moments, they tend to be like 1 year, 1 year and a half at maximum. I took this data from the stocks markets as well, and the bull markets in general, they tend to be a little bit longer. And in this case, for example, if we are going to go to 2022, which is actually when we are going to start, we are going to take as well the halving from 25 from the BTC, which is going to be a very, very big catalyst point. And after that, immediately we'll also take the months after that, which probably better said, is going to be the explosion as well. And in that meantime, it's going to give us in all these previous years to make a good average entry price, if we are going to have the bear markets. So yeah, this is going to be the first part. The second part, about the same time. This part, like I said, since it's going to be for a duration of 4 years, during these 4 years you are not going to be able to withdraw this money. Because like I said, and I said previously, it's all calculated in order to each week, to perform and to buy, a quantity, a percentage which has been established from the beginning. Of course, at the same time, if there is an emergency or something like that, and the client suddenly require, the withdrawal of the money, of course it's going to be withdrawn. But at the same time, the parts that have been bought, like for example, let's imagine the price continue to go down and go down and go down. For sure, you are not going to receive the same value. You are going to receive the equivalent in the coins at that moment of the price. And not just that, but also it's going to be a penalty fee of 10%, of the entire capital. So this is going to be from the first side. Regarding the second side, so let's say we had the 5,000 initially. The other 5,000 left is going to be used for active trading. In this active trading, the client will be able at the end of each month, by making proposal previously, he can withdraw the benefits that it has, the entire quantity, or if he wants, or if she wants, it can let the money there, and make use of the compound interest. In terms of the more or less, I would say the P&L which I'm expecting, I want to go very, very safe with this one. I expect a minimum of 10% per month growth. Of course, at the end of the year is going to be around 200, 300, so I believe for the beginning it can be, a very, very nice rate compared to the other hedge funds out there. They tend in general to give around 40 to 50% for the entire year. Sometimes sometimes even 100%. But yeah, based that all these assets are going to be in the crypto market, and we have a much nicer volatility here. There is a bigger probability that the results are going to be much better than in a traditional market like stock or forex. So yeah, although initially this year I made around already 2000%, from December of last year until December of this year, but at the same time I have to be honest, and I was risking much more than I had to, in some previous moments. And with the hedge fund, I'm not going to allow this. Probably I'm not going to use any leverage at all. And not just that, but sometimes maybe I'm not even going to use, the entire capital. Maybe I'm just going to use, like a part of it in those trades. So yeah, this is, I would say, another answer for the questions which are out there. In terms of the and I would think with this part I can explain entirely of the portfolio. Now in terms of the contracts and the step involved, first I'm going to provide of course the contract. The client is going to have to sign it and understand it, and not just that, but also I want a copy of the passport and of the legal. At the same time, a photo of him with the passport at the moment before sending the email with the data. And of course, before I'm going to accept it, I also have to make an interview with the client in order to to understand what he wants, and at the same time, if he understands all the risks that they are involved and all the steps which are going to be involved, and at the same time to decide the type of I would say risk that it wants, because maybe someone wants to go more on the investment part, maybe the other one wants to go more in the trading part, and both of them they come with different pros and cons. So this one has to be understood as well. Regarding the funds deposit, for now I only allow crypto transfers, and the moment we are going to make the contract, at the same time we are going to apply on the contract the transaction ID of that of that cent deposit. And in the future as well, I'm going to allow through banks, but I just opened the account with the bank in September, October, and they told me I need a little bit more time of availability, or I don't know, to be trustworthy, some process or something like that. And after I finish these trial months, to say like this, they are going to allow me to make big transfer, through the wire account as well, because also it's something involved with the money laundering scheme and stuff like that. I have to I don't know, to check that everything is in order. But if somebody is going to send me money through for example through Binance, previously Binance already had to take all the measure to to legalize and to make the verification of the clients and stuff like that, and to make sure that all that money and all those funds, they were legit. So this is about funds as well. Regarding the monitor of the portfolio, at the end of each month, I'm going to give some statistics, both from the DCA and at the same time, from the active trading, where the client is going to be, who is going to have all the data regarding, the transaction that I made. Like for example, I bought this, I bought that at this price, stuff like that. This is going to be for the DCA, and for the trading part, for the active trading part, I'm going to perform, I'm going to give, the monthly performance, I would say, like the percentage, like look, this month we made this, the other month we made that, we had these weeks, work like that. And this is going to be mainly initially made by myself. In the future, however, once we are going to have all the infrastructure from the website finished, the client will be able to log in there, and is going to be able to see the live, I would say, like that. This is going to be synced with the Binance account. It's going to be able to see the trades. It's going to be to see much more data, that I'm going to give at any moment. So yeah, that's going to be for the monitorization. Regarding the period to start, I want to start as soon as possible. I want to finish during this month with all the contracts, all verifications, and all the stuff from the client side. From my point of view, I have full green light, both from the government, both from the tributary system, and both from the Bank of Spain. I have the green light. Everything it's made. So yeah, I'm waiting, for the other side, and hopefully by the first week of January, in the first week, I'm going to already start with the buying and the sales, of the assets. So yeah, I hope this gave you a much clearer
idea behind the hedge fund, what is going to be. Not just that, if you are more interested into one, and if you want to fully see the details of the contract, just hit me up in private, and and I'm going to give you. Yeah, I think this is one of the things that I forgot to tell initially. I'm sorry, I just remember now. Right now, I only allow people which are already members of my community, in this case maximum authors. I only allow them to join the hedge fund. In the future, however, I'm going to open it for more people, but for now I want to take it slow, start slow, and build on top of it step by step. So yeah, if there are any questions, you can find me, as you can see, in the Telegram at softskill21. At the same time, if you go on the website www.traderlife.com, you can also find my contact address there, like email or Twitter or whatsoever, the Discord group, the Telegram group. You can find me there as well. But yeah, in theory, if you are already a client of mine, a maximum client, you are supposed to know already and already put yourself in contact with me. So I hope this video was pretty explanatory and answer most of your questions. And if there is anything else, please let me know. So yeah, thank you and see you next time.